What is up, guys? Patrick from NintenTalk back with a brand new video, and today is the much anticipated hidden gem video for the Nintendo Switch. Now, there is nearly 1,000 games on the eShop, so I had plenty to choose from, but I think I've narrowed it down to 6 really solid games that I think deserve a little bit more attention. So I would definitely recommend picking these games up. Let's get to the first one, though, in no particular order. Here we go. So the first game on the list is Breakfast Battle. Hashtag Breakfast Battle. Don't let that name fool you, though. This is a pretty awesome game. It is a classic brick breaking game. As you can see here, the colors just pop. I love the art style. I love the soundtrack as well. It's kind of like this techno, trap, hip hop. It's wild. You just have to experience it. And as the bricks get closer to you, the music speeds up, making a really frantic and hectic atmosphere. It's really straightforward. You break bricks, you bounce the ball off of your little platform on the bottom. But the kicker here is everything is breakfast themed. You have bacon laser power up. You have bouncing pancakes everywhere. You have eggs. You have waffles. I absolutely adore this game. It's a fantastic game to just pick up and play. Little short spurts. You can even play with someone, which I found really enjoyable. And you guys have to break all the bricks in a certain amount of time. I really recommend this game, and I just think it's a fun game to start out with. So let's go to the second game. The next game on the list is Earth Atlantis, and Earth Atlantis is a shoot 'em up game that happens to take place underwater. And the first thing that popped out to me is the art style, and I love kind of the bronze colors. It's almost black and white, but more of the bronze color. Really cool to look at. Kind of hurts your eyes after a while, I got to be honest with you, but it takes place underwater in kind of like a post-apocalyptic USA. There's like the Statue of Liberty's underwater. You can see some other monuments underwater, so it's really wild in that sense. But you kind of explore underwater. There's a bunch of different enemy variety types. There's fish, there's jellyfish, crabs, sharks, squids, but they're all kind of metal. They're all kind of this weird coppery. It's just really wild to explore this. You get a sense of being alone. I mean, there's a ton of enemies to shoot at, but you get this eerie sense. I don't know. Maybe it's just underwater that does that to me. It's just really creepy overall. The interesting thing about this is you start out as a really weak submarine. You're only shooting 1 or 2 bullets at a time, but as you defeat enemies, they happen to drop different power-ups and different health drops, so it really helps you shoot more rapidly. And then when you are ready, you can take on the bosses, which are really tough. There's, I think, like 3 or 4 bosses in the level, and if you die, that's it. You have to start all over. You lose all your power-ups. That's the only kind of knock against this game, but it heightens the intensity of the game. So when you're all powered up, you go defeat the bosses. I love this game. I love exploring underwater, and I love all the different enemy varieties. So really recommend this game, Earth Atlantis. Keep an eye out for it. Next up is Slain Back from Hell. The title says it all. This game is hell. It is a super difficult game, but beautiful to look at. I would be so bold as to say this game sports the best 2D pixel art on the platform. It's so pretty to look at in a kind of disturbing, gory way. You feel like a badass playing this. You play as this hero with a sword. He also can shoot magical spells, so really cool the different variety of attacks. The enemies, though, I love the look of these enemies. Scary as hell. If I played this game as a kid, I would have nightmares for days. Skeletons, zombies, werewolves, any monster you can think of is probably in this game. But like I said, the difficulty is really high. So you go along these 2D planes. The backgrounds are just crazy to look at. There's a lot of variety with them too. You'll be outside. You'll be inside dungeons. There's moving platforms and spikes. And there's just, I love it. There's blood everywhere, man. But this game's super fun to play. This game is $19.99 on the eShop, but I've seen this game on sale for as low as $5. So definitely keep a lookout for this game. Let me know how you like it, though, because it is a tough ride, but I think it's worth it in the end. Slain Back from Hell. The next game on the list is Riptide GP Renegade. And this is a total callback to the days when I was playing Wave Race on my jungle green N64. This game is super fun. I love the feeling of speed that you get from the jet skis. I love the turbo. I love the tricks. Really fun game. Now, interesting thing about this game, it is a mobile port. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that did it for me. No longer buying it, but this is kind of proving the naysayers wrong. It runs really, really well on the Nintendo Switch. I love playing this game in handheld mode. Other cool thing about it, you can customize your racer, which I think is very important. I hate when racing games don't let you customize anything, but you can do your color. You can even do your decal and your character. This game does have a story mode, which you can do predetermined missions. You can either do races, time trials, collectathon type things, and then you face an end game boss, which then unlocks as a character that you can use. So pretty cool there. I love the different environments. You can race in tropical areas, but you can also race in these dark, kind of gloomy areas. So I just love the variety there. Another cool thing is whenever you do tricks, you build up a turbo meter, and that's how you unlock the turbo, and that's how you use the turbo. You're going to need the turbo to win races, man. This game is difficult. The level of difficulty just shoots way up after a few levels, which is cool. I really like this game, though. Definitely worth a check out. Riptide Renegade, don't forget it. Number 5 on the list is Brave Dungeon. Now, actually, the interesting thing about this game is that it comes bundled with another game, Dark Witch's Story Combat. I haven't played much of that game, but I know it's kind of like a card battle game, somewhat of like a Yu-Gi-Oh type game. So if you're into that, you might like that as well. But Brave Dungeon is what I'm going to be focusing on today. What a total hidden gem. The definition of a hidden gem. I have not even heard about this game until I randomly just picked it up. So this game is a dungeon crawling game where you choose from up to 6 characters to build your own party of 3. Now, each of these characters has their own ability. You have the combat class, the mage class, the healing class. So it's kind of up to you to build your own party, which you think could compete against these enemies. So you go through 5, I think it's like 5 or 6 dungeons, each with their own different environments. So you have a sand environment, a fire environment, forest environment. The cool thing about these dungeons is that they all sport different enemy types, which is really cool as well. Now, you go through the dungeons, you defeat all the enemies, you get all the treasures that are hidden within, and then you defeat a floor dungeon boss. Once you defeat the boss, you can go to the next floor. But the next floor is much, much more difficult, so it keeps getting more and more difficult. I don't even know how many floors there are in these dungeons because there's just so many. The thing that keeps me coming back, though, because it's such a basic game, is the level up system. And I really, really love the level up system. So basically, when your character levels up, I think it's every 5 levels, you can choose a new ability. Now, these abilities range from combat attacks to healing attacks to special abilities. So it's up to you. It's totally customizable, which I really, really love. Now, a lot of these battles can last up to 5 or 6 seconds, but some battles can last up to 5 minutes. So the level of difficulty spikes greatly. There's also some other abilities that you can unlock. So it's just a total time waster, but I think a total hidden gem as well. So that's Brave Dungeon. Last but not least is Retro City Rampage DX, a total hidden gem on the Nintendo Switch. And if you guys are a fan of the older style top-down Grand Theft Auto games, I think that you're really going to like this. So Retro City Rampage, kind of in the 80s time frame, a lot of 80s callbacks and 80s references, even some Nintendo references. So if you can find those, leave them in the comments section below. But Retro City Rampage, just total joy to play. And just like in GTA vein, you can go around this world and just cause a bunch of mayhem. And I think it's more funny because it's in this pixel art style. You could just shoot rocket launchers and hit people with bats. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Now, in GTA fashion, though, there is a story mode. Now, the story mode is really cool because it has, like I was saying before, a lot of the 80s references. So if you're in with the 80s pop culture, you're going to appreciate this game even more. But the story mode is cool. There are seek missions, there are fetch missions, there are protect missions. It's just all kind of the classic mission types that you would find in a Grand Theft Auto game. Now, another thing about this game is the weapon variety, and there are a ton of different weapons. There's handguns, flamethrowers, there's grenades, and a bunch of different melee types. Now, the unique thing about the guns in this game is that you can kind of choose the way that you want to fire them. So you can, of course, use the right trigger, or you can even do a twin stick style where you control the right stick as your firing method. So there's just a ton of customizing in this game. Play how you want to play. That's kind of the main thing of Grand Theft Auto. But Retro City Rampage, if you're looking for an open world kind of mayhem time waster, I think this is a hidden gem for you. So there you have it, guys. Out of the possible 1,000 games, I have managed to hopefully enlighten you on 6 games that I think deserve the most attention. And I hope that you guys will be picking these up. Let me know in the comment section below your favorite of the 6. And let me know how I'm doing here on NintenTalk. Thank you guys very much. This was Volume 1. Expect Volume 2 sometime in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.